Well, okay, we'll try a little different time, see what happens. And what we have here is exercise 5, and this is talking about the simple present. Simple present. And we'll start with these examples. These two people say, "We read a lot." This guy in the blue shirt, "I like ice cream." And down here we say, "They are looking at their books." They're looking at their books. And the simple present, "They read a lot." He's eating an ice cream cone. Looks to be pistachio flavor. And maybe here chocolate. And simple present, he likes ice cream. So the structure is the subject plus the verb. They read, he likes, I work, and etc. means here. So what we need to know is it's I or we or you or they, just the base form. Read, like, work, live, watch, do, and have. So I'll just pick one for example. You read, you like, you work, you live, you watch, you do, and you have. So these are the subject plus the base verb, the plain verb. Now when you use he, she, or it, you change a little bit, and that is, in most cases you add an S, and in some other cases, rarer cases, ES, or if it's an irregular verb, it will be a different form than with I, we, you, or they. So let me read an example of this one, because this is a big problem. Adding this S, or remembering this S. So big problem. So I'll pick she. It's she reads, she likes, she works, she lives, she watches, she does, and she has. Different than you have. So in this little lesson here, we'll look a little bit on the spelling in a moment, but let me say right now, as we remember, I would recommend going to my favorite engvid.com, and you want to search for S ending spelling, and you'll find an excellent video there laying it out for you in all the brutal detail. But it's a good way to practice. You can watch that over and over again. And also a problem here is the pronunciation So we had down here again, we had reads, likes, watches. These are all different S ending sounds, and it's a little bit complicated, so I'm going to refer you again to ADVERB, and this way you can watch it over and over again, replay it, you can speak along with it. Excellent practice for you. So go to adverb.com and search S ending pronunciation. And you'll get a beautiful, very detailed, very thorough lesson. Basically, there are 3 different pronunciations. There's the S, the IS, and the Z. So let's see if anybody is happening by in the chat. Anyone home? Anyone home? So let's continue. And of course, one way to get the spelling and the pronunciation is just to listen to this lesson and notice some of the differences. So let's continue. Alrighty, so some key points then, important points. It says here, remember, and that's very true. Remember, I'll put exclamation point. Remember. So with he, she, and it, you have to add generally an S. He works, she lives, it rains. I work in an office. My brother, that's he, my brother works in a bank. Not that. I'm not going to say it. Lucy lives in Houston, that's in Texas. Her parents, that's they, live in Chicago. And it rains a lot in the winter. So my brother works, Lucy lives, and it rains. Those are actually the 3 different sounds examples. Now with the verb have, it's I have, you have, we have, they have, but what's important here is he, she, it has. He has, she has, it has. John is a he. John has lunch at home every day. So, like we were saying with spelling, I recommend ADVERB, and just search for S spelling or S ending spelling. But some of the important points from there are that if a word ends in S, SH, or CH, you add ES. So pass ends in S, becomes passes, passes. Finish ends in SH, becomes finishes. Watch ends in CH, becomes watches. And actually, you could also try my video on the S pronunciation. And if you're really into it, you can try my app on tinytap.it for S pronunciation. But back to spelling. If the word ends in Y, you change the Y to an I, and then you add ES. Study ends in Y, becomes studies. Try ends in Y, becomes tries. And then some, it's basically an irregular form. The verb do for he, she, and it becomes does. So he does, she does, it does. And the verb go works the same way, becomes goes, only for he, she, and it goes. He goes, she goes, it goes. He does, she does, it does. I'm going to sneak a little piece of, still eating these mandarins. Yeah, let me offer you a piece, yeah. Mandarin. Okay, now just a little word on the use of simple present. So we talked about the structure, pronunciation a little bit, spelling a little bit. The use is important, and the use here is for things in general or things that happen sometimes or all the time. Usually when we draw this, if this is now, we indicate simple present by it happened back here in the past and maybe again, happens now, it'll happen tomorrow, it'll happen next week. So basically it happens all the time, or as a general fact or truth. So what does that mean? For example, I like big cities. Your English is good. You speak very well. Tim works very hard. He starts at 7:30 and finishes at 8 o'clock at night. So these are all general, all the time happening. The earth goes around the sun. So notice these endings with either S or ES. That's for he, she, and it. We do a lot of different things in our free time. It costs a lot of money to build a hospital. Now, another way to understand this idea of general or all the time or sometimes is to think about keywords. And when you see these keywords, they really indicate use the simple present. So let me try to get this so we can see this here. Okay, so looking at keywords, is another way to recognize or remember when to use this tense. So these keywords are always, never, often, it's pronounced often, usually, and sometimes. So for example, Sue always gets to work early. Not this order. I never eat breakfast. Not this. We often sleep late on weekends. Mark usually plays tennis on Sundays, and I sometimes walk to work, but not very often. So here's an example of it's regular, but it's only sometimes. So in addition to recognizing these words and usually using simple present with them, notice the position. The position is before or in front of the verb. Before the verb. Always, gets, never, eat. Not the other way around. And the exception to this is with the verb be. Let me just give you an example or two. So with always, she is always late. So if you're using the be verb, the rule is the opposite. The always goes after the verb. Let me give you another example. They are always early. They are always early. So when you're using to be, they are, this word always goes after to be, and same for never. So she is never late, or often. She is often late, or usually. She is usually late, and with sometimes. She is sometimes late. So this only is with to be. All other verbs, like over here, it's, for example, often comes before the verb. So this is an adverb. Often comes before the verb. Okay, so let's try a couple of examples on the next page. Don't forget this exercise is in this URL right above, right there. Okay. Our first, well, we'll look at our first two exercises. Okay, the first exercise is one of spelling. So again, I recommend to you engvid.com. Let me write it again. engvid.com, and you want to put in S, or search S ending spelling, and you'll get it all. So you can watch that anytime and practice. Mostly, of course, when you have to add the S or using he, she, it, it's just add S, but there are exceptions, as we'll see here. So they want us to, it says write these verbs with S or ES, and so what that really means is we're using, the subject will be either he or she or it. So number one, for example, we're saying he or she or it reads. In this case, she reads. So number two, he thinks. He thinks. Number three, it flies. So that's ends in Y. Change to an I and add ES. Number four, he dances. Just add an S. He dances. Number 5 is irregular, so that's she has. It's he, she, it has. Number 6, it finishes. And if you look back at that other page, ends in sh means add es. So let me read these again for you so you can also hear the pronunciation. And you can compare that again. It's still Engvid, but compare what I say with what I think it says she says in S ending pronunciation video. Pronunciation video. Her name is, can't remember her name. Maybe someone can let us know after you watch it. Or maybe it'll come popping into my mind. Okay, so this next exercise you're kind of familiar with this kind of exercise. We have some pictures, and we want to put in the right verb from this bunch of choices here. So we have eat, go, live, play. Oop, already done for you. Play, and play again, and sleep. So picture number 1, this guy is motioning to his piano, and he says, my piano. So we can say he plays the piano. He plays the piano. Now, oops, did I read these to you? I don't think I read them again to you, so let me quickly read these to you. So it's she reads, he thinks. So she reads, he thinks. It flies, he dances. It flies, he dances. She has, it finishes. It finishes. And worst thing you can do is, when you're saying these, not say any ending. So try to say something, even if you don't know exactly how to say it, say something better than just saying he think, it fly, he dance, it finish. Just to show you sort of know you need an S, but maybe you're not quite sure how to say it. Say something. Okay, sorry. So I think I forgot to read those to you. So back to these. So number 1 is he plays the piano. Notice the S, and that's play. Number 2, they're pointing or motioning or gesturing. They're gesturing to their house, towards their house. And so what are we going to say? They, I think we'll use this one. They live in a very big house, sort of almost a mansion. They live in a very big house. Number 3, this woman has a big bowl of fruit. So she what? Must be this one. She eats a lot of fruit. Don't forget that S. Number 4, he says, tennis is my favorite sport. And he's holding, almost hugging or embracing his tennis racket. So he says, tennis is my favorite sport. We're going to say he plays tennis. Don't forget the S. He plays tennis. He plays tennis. And number 5, this couple says, we love movies. We love movies. So we want to say they. So we use this one. They must be this one. We use that one. We also use that one. So they go to the movies a lot. They go to the movies a lot. Which means the last one must be, this is, he's thinking 7 hours a night. So you want to say he sleeps 7 hours a night. He sleeps. Don't forget the S. He sleeps 7 hours a night. And here he's dreaming. He's dreaming. So any other questions? Any other questions? All right, I'll move slowly to the next one. So here you have to do 2 things. You have to pick the right verb. Pick the right verb and put it in the right form. So we have boil, close, cost, like, meet, open, speak, teach, and wash. So actually you have to pick the right verb, you have to use the right form, and you also have to spell it correctly, and you really also should be saying it correctly. So even again, I urge you to visit Engvid. I don't work for them, but again, they have 2 great videos, one on the pronunciation of S and one on the spelling of S. Number one, Maria speaks 4 languages. Maria speaks 4 languages. Don't forget the S. Banks usually at 9 in the morning. Well, I'll give you a choice. This one or this one? Well, 9 in the morning would be this. So banks usually open at 9 in the morning. And another thing, a 5th thing you need to be doing here is noticing the position of a word like this. Remember, usually, always, sometimes, things like that. Number 3, the art museum, at 5 in the afternoon. Well, that's probably this one, because things usually close at that time. So the art museum closes. The art museum the art museum is, give me a second here. The art museum is, give me 1 second here. The art museum is, the art museum is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, let's see if we can, there we go. Kind of, there we go. Okay, so the art museum closes at 5 in the afternoon. So closes. We used this one, and we used this one. Number 4, Tina is a teacher. She math to young children. Well, that's probably this one. That's what teachers do. So she teaches, add es, because ends in ch. Tina is a teacher. She teaches math to young children. Number 5. My job is very interesting. I a lot of people. So that's probably which one? Probably this one. Interesting because I meet a lot of people. My job is very interesting. I meet a lot of people. You could say I like a lot of people, but the better sense is I meet a lot of people, and that is why the job is interesting. Number 6, Peter's car is always dirty. Notice, by the way, this word comes after the to be. There it is, right there. He never it. Peter's car is always dirty. He never It's probably this word, which is why it's dirty. So Peter's car is always dirty. He never washes it. Add es because this ends in sh. Peter's car is always dirty. He never washes it. Number 7. Food is expensive. It a lot of money. Well, pick your choice, one of these. Ha ha ha, one of these. So I'll take this one. It costs, don't forget the S. It costs a lot of money. Food is expensive. It costs a lot of money. And number 8, shoes are expensive. They cost a lot of money. So that's the other one. So the point here is S with it or he or she, and no S with I, you, we, they. Number 9, let's see if there are any observers here. Questions, anything. Number 9, water at 100 degrees Celsius, or a lot of people in the US say 212 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's either this or this or this, so I think it's this one. Water boils. Water is it. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. Some people say centigrade. Julia and I are good friends. I like her and she likes me. So one more time. She, he, it likes. But I, we, you, they, no S. So be careful, especially right there. She, he, it, and S. He, she, it likes. Alrighty. Now we have to get the correct order. So I'll read them to you, and you think, and then we'll write it out. So number 1, always early Sue arrive. Sue always arrives early. So you have to do everything here. You have to put the words in the right order. You have to use the right form. You have to spell it correctly. And if you know, you really should be saying it correctly too. So Sue always arrives early. Number 2, to the movies never I go. I never go to the movies. I never go to the movies. So I'm just going to pause for a second, see if anybody has a question. And I'll offer you another one of these. Don't forget, never is before the verb. Number 3, work, Martina, hard, always. Martina, so we start with the subject. Martina always works hard. Martina always works hard. So again, this word goes before the verb. And Martina is she, so S works. Martina always works hard. May I mention a video of mine? And I'll just pose the question to you. Do you know the difference between she works hard and she's hardly working? If you were a boss, which one is a good employee and which one is a bad employee? So go take a look at the little video I made, and if you don't understand, let me know, and I'd be happy to clarify. So big difference between these two. She works hard. That's good. That means she's a good worker. But she's hardly working. That's bad. That means the boss is angry. Number 4, like chocolate, children usually. Subject, children usually like chocolate. Children is they. Children usually like chocolate. This word goes before the verb, like. And let me pause a little. Number 5, Julia, parties, enjoy, always. Julia always enjoys parties. Julie is a she, so enjoys with the S, and this word comes before the verb. Number 6, often people's names I forget. I often forget people's names. I often forget people's names. Again, this word goes before the verb. I often forget. You could say, I often forget the names of people. And number 7, television, Tim, watch, never. Tim never watches. I'll abbreviate. TV, television. Tim never watches, TV. So, like always, never comes before the verb, and we add es because it ends in ch, and we have to add something because Tim is a he, remember? Always remember, he, she, it, add s, or in this case, es. Number 8, usually dinner we have at 6:30. We usually have dinner, and let's move me. We usually have dinner at 6:30. By the way, you could also say at 6:30 we usually have dinner. Phrases like this that tell time often can be at the beginning or at the beginning or at the end of a sentence. We usually have dinner at 6:30. So this word goes before the verb. Let me ask you a question. What if the subject were what if the subject were he, she, or it? What would you say? I'll pause here for a second. So what would you say if instead of we, it said he or she or he or she, or it, like a dog? You would say, I hope, I'll use she. She usually has dinner at 6:30. Very good, bravo. Number 9, Jenny always nice clothes wear. Jenny always wears. Jenny's a she. Don't forget the S. Jenny always wears nice clothes. Could also say nice clothing. So once again, it's a word like this comes before the verb. See if anybody has questions. A pause for questions. Don't forget with the verb to be, like we said, always comes after the verb. Jenny is always late. Jenny is usually late. Jenny is never late. But all other verbs, it works like you see in this exercise. Okay, I believe this is the last exercise coming here. And I'll do these for me. I'll make true statements for me. What's important is the position of these words, not so much which one you use. So, number one is already done. I usually watch TV in the evening. What's important here is this word before the verb. I might say, I sometimes read in bed. I sometimes read in bed. This word before the verb. Number three, I always get up before 7 or 7 o'clock. This word before the verb. I never go to work by bus, or I never go to school by bus, because for me, school is work. This word before the verb. Why not, you might ask? Well, because lately I'm very fortunate to take my bicycle. And finally, I always drink coffee in the morning. I always drink coffee in the morning. So, unless you have questions, so I'll just give you one example. This is not in this lesson, but it's worth knowing. So the normal position is as we see here. But I'll do this first one again. I could also say, for number one, usually I watch TV in the evening. And I could also say, I watch TV in the evening usually. So what I'm saying is these three, this one, and this one, and this one. They're sort of special. They're exception. You know, English always exceptions. They can go at the beginning, or the end of the sentence, or like we've been doing, in the middle. So they're very movable, these. Now if you can hang on just another second, there's something I'd like to show you. So give me 1 second, and I'll find you this this little paper I have. Give me one second. Just maybe think a question while I look this up. If I can find it. I can't find it. Let's try this one. Let's see. Give me another minute. This is worth waiting for. But how to do this? Oh, I know how to do it. All right, give me a second here. Give me 1 second. All right, well, maybe I should not waste any more of your time. Let's see if maybe it's here. One last try. If it's not here, I'll attach it to the, here it is. I'll attach it. Sorry, I didn't plan this out. I didn't think of it before. So let me download this. Second here. Okay, you know what? It doesn't come out as a. Oh boy. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it this way. I'll open it and do a screenshot. Boy. Oops. Okay, is this working? All right. what I'll do is I'll attach it to the upload. So unless you have questions, bye bye, ciao. Thanks for your patience. Bye bye.